my gosh. Oh my gosh. Do they always have to do this? We've already been over this in the stats video that I did. But listen, I'm going to first say congratulations, Max got another young stat. He got another young stat. Like, it's going to be real shameful when people look back in history and see like young stat and then they really draw the lines and then see it be like, well, what the hell? I'm telling you, if other records don't come along with this, it's gonna look bad. But I'm going to say congratulations on this young stat. But I'm also going to say this. Did they really think that people, well, maybe they might, because there's a lot of people out here like, oh, I told you Max is better than Lewis. Max is going to be great. Max is great. No, Max is not great yet. And there's no telling if he is going to be great. He looks good. He might be straight. He might be. Maybe there's always a chance for him to be. But right now he's not great. But I'm going to give him a big shout out for this record that Formula One posted about Max being the youngest driver to reach 25 F1 wins, the youngest driver. And I like how they did this. I like how they do this shit, right? But then they don't really, I'm going to show you my modified version. But first, I want to show you Formula One's version of this stat that they posted. Max Verstappen, 24 years. I like how they put the days in right here. If you check some of his other stats, that's what they had to do because there's nothing else that really validates why he got what he got, right? So Max Verstappen, 24 years of age. I'm just going to say, I'm not going to get into these days. Sebastian Vettel, 25 years of age. Schumacher, 28 years of age. Fernando, 29 years of age. Lewis Hamilton, 29 years of age. I like how they got Lewis Hamilton dead at the bottom. They managed to put those days in there, get Lewis at the bottom, right? That's really great. But let's not forget, Max started at 17 years old. And I also love this. I also love how people contradict themselves when they want to use that Max has such a lot of career left. And he was so young and he did it when he was the youngest. And that's why he's great. But then when you bring up a real stat and a factual statistic, then they want to then use that same excuse to give Max an excuse. Well, he was young. You got to give him credit. No, you don't get it both ways. Either you want to try to brag because he started young and he did this and he's great, or you want to shut the hell up and be like, yo, he still got a lot to learn. He still got a lot to prove. He's young. You can't try to use, you can't skip Bayless and shit. That's horrible. So let's put some context to this because they're saying Max the youngest to reach 25 race wins. Although two things can be true, and I'm going to show you the second thing that is definitely true. Now, although let's not say this is totally accurate, you know what I'm saying? Not your statistician, but Max took 7 years to reach 25 race wins. If he started at the age of 17 and he didn't get these to the age of 24, that's 7 years it took Max. Well, it only took Sebastian Vettel 5 years, 2 years less than Max. So I would like to say that maybe it's not how much you win young, but how much you win fast. Like, can I get these when I start? How long did it take me to get this before you got it? Like, even if I started at the age of 60 and it only took me 2 years to get the same shit it took you 7, regardless if you started at the age of 16, does that make you better than me? No, not really. So anyway, Sebastian Vettel, 5 years. Schumacher, 6 years. Alonso, 9 freaking years. 9 years. Hamilton, 7 years. So, yeah, put that into context. 7 years, 5 years. Vettel's definitely got his faster. Max got his around the same amount of time it took Lewis to get his. Fernando took considerably a lot longer than the rest of these drivers. And I'm going to also bring up this point. With that being said, with these drivers and us also knowing that going into Baku, Alonso has had the longest career in Formula One, how many of these drivers have accomplished the amount of things that Lewis Hamilton has accomplished in his career? Vettel's been there. Matter of fact, Vettel's the youngest to win a world championship, and he quadrupled up. But he still doesn't have as many accomplishments or has done as much as Lewis Hamilton has. Schumacher is the closest person on there, and you know how far that goes back. Alonso, not close. Max, not close. As of yet. And you can still say as of yet for Alonso since he's still racing, but I get what you want to say. You know, Max is just now 24. But hey, you know, just think about it. Just put a little context. You know what I'm saying? People, sometimes you got to pump your brakes. I'm not opposed to saying that one day Max might be among the greats, you know, by the time he reaches the end of career. But I'm also factual in saying that it ain't right now. Lewis Hamilton is right now. And that's what you got to stop trying to do, is disrespecting and discrediting a man who has already done it compared to a man who has not done it yet. And it's also funny that you're trying to downplay Lewis Hamilton, although Max Verstappen is trying to accomplish what Lewis Hamilton has already accomplished. So then when you go back and say that Max Verstappen is all car, that Max Verstappen really didn't do nothing, that Max Verstappen was just, no, that's what I'm saying. Y'all got to pump your brakes. Y'all really looking foolish out here. And I've done it several times by shutting y'all up when I really give y'all that smoke, and y'all can't give nothing back but just your own personal biased opinions when I start laying down real jokers and ace cards and king cards. So this, that, good. Congratulations, Max. You made it at the age of 24, but in context, took you just as long as the rest of these drivers that are on this list aside for Alonso. Hell, it took him 2 more years than you, and Vettel did it 2 more years sooner than you. You did it about the same time frame that Lewis Hamilton did it in, and Schumacher 1 year less than you. So, out of all the drivers on here, who's still the most accomplished driver among this group? At some point in time, y'all got to stop the bullshit. I'm just saying, think about it. So anyway, congratulations, Max. Glad you got another young stat. Big shout out to you. Just build it. See you on the lives. See you in Canada. Kickback quality and finale lap. Have a good time. Maybe we might be opening this thing right here. I got the new bottle of champagne to pop. Peace. Thanks for tuning in and watching another video here at Wolfpack Performance. Check out some of my other content on Formula One issues, our topics, and our DIY products on how to customize your vehicle. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. See you soon.